So if I started lifting and I wanted to get jacked as fast as possible and strong as fast as possible, this is exactly what I would do. But before we get into the video, I just want to say that none of this advice would matter if you would just, listen to it and let it be one of those advice that you just input into your brain, like, and, store into your brain, right? None of this advice is going to be, applicable. What you should do is like take this advice and implement, right? I'm not saying my advice is the only applicable advice in the whole world. No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying take the advice and implement it. Doesn't matter what kind of advice you do. At least you would know if it's good or bad, right? In order for you to decide whether it's a good advice or bad advice, implement it, right? To a certain degree. Once you've done it, then you could finally say that, okay, this advice is bullshit, or, it works for you, right? So be very careful, like, especially in the, like the beginning stage where you are like confused the most. And nowadays you don't have a shortage of information. What you have is like overload information, like you overload your brain with too many advice, too much and like too much tips and tricks, and basically you are, like too confused to know basically what to do. So yeah, all in all, to say that take this advice and implement it. Now let's get back to the video, where I would, just say maybe 2 or 3 steps, where actionable steps, where you should keep these things in mind if you're a beginner and you're thinking about getting jacked as fast as possible and strong as fast as possible. So either bulk or cut, right? Don't get drawn into the mainstream idea of bulking is a waste of time because you're going to bulk and then waste a lot of time cutting, and or like cutting is a waste of time because you're going to cut and then waste a lot of time in bulking, right? I said it in a sarcastic way because the mainstream media suggests that you shouldn't waste time in doing all of these things, but you should do some kind of body recomposition. I'm not saying that's a bad advice. What I'm saying is that based on the lifting stage that you are in right now, which is a beginner, your body needs more calories, for it to perform really well. Again, it needs more calories for it to recover really well, right? You're not in that stage where your body has adapted to basically, like the training volume that you will get yourself into, right? And that's why I say either bulk properly. Bulk, I mean like, proper bulk, like not the dirty bulking. Either bulk properly or do some kind of cut, like a mini cut if you are fat, right? And the reason I say that is because if you are fat and if you try to build muscle, listen, you're gonna need like proteins and carbs, right? The thing is, the best source of energy is fat, right? And you're using carbs, right? Okay, you already have too much fat and you're eating too much carbs, and you're eating protein. You have all of these excess calories that will be like converted into glycogen, which is going to be stored in the body, but you don't need it really well because you already have fats as your energy reserves, right? Like fats, I don't know, I don't care what others say, but fats is by far the best, source of energy, even better than carbs, right? So you already have these, fat storage, these X amount of energy that you could use to basically, level up your cardio and also, build muscle. So don't thinking about bulking, just cut with a proper protein intake, and then once you're done cutting, once you have achieved your desired body fat percentage, then you could do some aggressive bulk, like clean bulk, and you'd be good from there. But here's the thing. This video will be an hour-long video, provided that I have 2 more points to talk about. If I start talking about like bulking and and like cutting and like main gaining properly, so for that reason, I will link a video in the descriptions where I've artistically explained how to bulk properly, how to cut properly, and if you see it, you'll probably have much more clear understanding, like a bird's eye view over how to navigate your lifting career when it comes to bulking and like maybe cutting and main gaining, right? So so that's the first advice. Don't get caught into the mainstream advice of main gaining or like body recomposition or all of that stuff. Don't worry too much about supplements, because get your like basics right. Eat eggs, eat chicken, eat red meat, eat rice, drink tons and tons of water, and then once you have like when your body weight is increasing, for all of you guys who are thinking about bulking, when your body weight is increasing and you're thinking about that, hey, I'm not being able to like complete my protein intake by just normal foods, then you should think about supplementing your diet as a protein supplement, right? Right now, I don't take any supplement except for creatine, because right now I'm at a stage that I am able to complete my protein intake just by natural foods, but I am deficient in creatine when it comes to my diet. So I just supplement like, creatine and nothing else. So that's what I would do. Don't worry too much about supplements. Get the basics right. Eat your food. Get protein, get carbs, drink tons of water. And if you think that your body like weight is increasing and you're not being like able to recover properly, chances are like your protein intake is not being completed by just normal foods. So that's the time when I would really think about supplementing it, right? So that's the first advice. Second advice is, I would say, master your body weight first, then move on to weights, right? And this is really like a unconventional advice that anyone would go, especially a gym goer, as I like like go to the gym. But nevertheless, what I would want to say is that I still like massively enjoy, like I not only do them, but I massively enjoy like doing bodyweight exercises, bodyweight pull-ups, bodyweight dips, bodyweight like push-ups, right? Absolutely banger of an exercise. And the reason I say that, master your body weight first, then go to like other forms of resistance such as weights, maybe kill machines, whatever that is. The reason for that is because if um I should say that the number like I mean the number one reason, or the biggest reason I advise that, is because you would need to get your repetitions in the bank, right? Because if you don't have good enough practice for mind muscle connection, right, chances are you would injure yourself if you try to like push heavy weights at the beginning of your lifting career, right? So you don't have any mind muscle connection, you don't have any of that feeling when you're doing exercises, right, in your muscles, and you suddenly hit the weight, you can control it, right? Whereas if you would have done push-ups, if you would have done body weight pull-ups, if you would have done body weight bar dips, you already know how to hit those muscles, right? And maybe after 7 or 8 or 9 months of training, you are at a stage where you have already mastered it. Maybe you could do 50 plus push-ups, maybe you could do 20 plus like pull-ups, maybe you could do 20 plus bar dips, where you're at a stage that you don't really feel that like fatigue from your body weight. Then you should move on to weights. I remember, except for biceps and triceps, like the like for training my arms, how I would train my arms is that I would use some kind of dumbbells or like the cable machine. But other than that, any body part like chest, back, shoulders, all of that stuff, I would focus completely on body weight, like 3 sets of push-ups, 4 sets of push-ups for like maybe 10 reps or whatever that is, and pull-ups, bar dips, all of that stuff, for a good 9 months, right? And after I've mastered it, like after I had the feeling that okay, I'm not really benefiting from just doing many more reps, right, from just doing body weight exercises, right, I need to add on more weight. That's the time when I started weightlifting. Like I started like adding more weights into the resistance, like not only my body weight. So that's the biggest advice that I think I could give you. Plus calisthenics is really fun if you do it correctly. So yeah, so that's the advice. Plus third advice is really that, like, kind of the advice that I just gave at the beginning of this video, is that information overload, right? And you're at a stage where you don't have shortage of information, you have information overload. So the biggest thing and the biggest advantage which I got lucky is that I had a mentor, right? And that's basically the advice: get yourself a mentor, and he or she, like doesn't matter what gender you are, like seeing this video, get a mentor. He or she would guide you through all of those mistakes that they might have committed, and would help you to basically avoid it. Sure, like can't you basically like navigate your journey like on your own? Of course you can. But can you basically avoid all of those mistakes? Like, can you achieve that, like, a dream physique as fast as possible, if you were to basically like hire a mentor, if you were to have hire if you were to hire a mentor? Absolutely not. Like, the chances of you achieving a dream physique faster than you achieving a dream physique when it comes to like you hiring like a mentor is like drastically low. Like, I mean, obviously it is. Like, of course you can achieve a dream physique on your own, but having a mentor by your side is the number one thing that you could, invest into right now when it comes to you building your dream physique. So that's the reason I have created like a school community. You should join it. Is is basically like, what other fitness influencers or like, coaches charges you thousands of dollars every single month, which is basically, like one-on-one coaching. This is a one-on-one coaching, but also in a group level where you get to meet like, good people, like-minded people who are also in the same journey as you, like getting strong as fast as possible and getting jacked as fast as possible, right? And yeah, just join the group, and I host weekly coaching calls every single week. I'm just waiting a few more guys to basically join it, and as soon as I see the desired amount, I will kick off the group. So yeah, check the top link in the descriptions, and basically it'll be the link to my school community. And the price is really what you're already paying for, maybe some kind of tuitions that you're already going, like supplements that you're having right now. So it's really cheap for the kind of value that you're getting out of that school community. So yeah, I'll see you inside the community. I think maybe, yeah, peace.